Hi, this is Bean and Mrs. Hoppin here coming at you after Easter break. We hope y'all had a good Easter break. We want to go over with you Unit 21, Day 1 of Letterland. We also want to remind you about packet pickup. You'll be able to do it today, April the 20th, and tomorrow, April the 21st, from 11 to 1 on the car wire line. Also, with your packet pickup, a lot of you were talking to me about the Letterland things that you really wish you had, and you will have this list 21 for the kids to work on to read instead of having to copy it. So I wanted to let you know that before we get started our intro. Are you ready, Bean? You like sitting on my lap today. Usually you want to get down. I hate to tell you this, but Duke is sound asleep, so he's not going to be here. But he would want to say mama if he was awake. All right, let's get started. You ready, Bean? You don't want to get down. You're too funny. I know. I heard that. You wanted to stay up here, didn't you? You sweet boy. All right, with Unit 21, we are going to be working on the vowel teams. With the vowel teams, we have the vowel teams out walking. We have this poster. Remember, the week before last, we worked on the vowel team of Mr. E waving his hand and saying E, as his brother Mr. E was looking for who? You're right, robots. And now last week, which was Bean's favorite week, we have Mr. E waving his hand and saying E as Mr. A was looking for robots. Well, this week we're going to start the new ones, which are in green. With these, we're going to have Mr. A waving his hand and saying A as Mr. Y looks for robots. But then we're going to have Mr. A waving his hand while Mr. I looks for robots. And you think, what's going on? I don't understand. Well, if you remember, if you look right here with Mr. A and Mr. I, these are inside of a word. So Mr. I does not get what, everybody? That's right. He doesn't get that dizzy feeling that he gets when he's at the end of the word. So when he's at the end of the word, Mr. A is going to have Mr. I to go ahead and ask his good friend, Mr. Yellow Yo-Yo Man, to help him instead of him. So because Mr. Y is not going to get dizzy at the end, but Mr. A would. So Mr. Y is going to help out while Mr. A is saying his name and Mr. Y is looking for robots. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and read that story for you. And after I read the story, then we'll go ahead and go over and build some words and start the first part of day 1. All right, A-Y. When Mr. A and Yo-Yo Man go out walking, Mr. A does the talking. Mr. A's usually walking partner is Mr. I. But when Mr. A has to say his name at the end of a word, it's no use taking Mr. I with him because Mr. I feels dizzy at the end of most words. So Mr. I and the Yo-Yo Man have agreed that Yellow Yo-Yo Man will take over at the end of the words. Yellow Yo-Yo Man is very happy to help out today, as it means he gets to go on a holiday with Mr. A. They were on their way, but now they are dismayed to read on the display that the flights are delayed. They will have to stay in the holding bay and keep themselves busy with wordplay. Can you spot Mr. A's wordplay book in the x-ray tray? So you can see it right there. There's Mr. A, and there's Mr. Y taking over for Mr. I, who gets dizzy at the end of words. So Mr. Y, you're going to see with Mr. A, where? At the end of words. He's going to be looking for Mr. Robot. All right. Now, you might hear a little bit of noise because Mr. Halton has come home. So if you hear the door open up and he makes a loud thing and the dogs start barking, that's what's going on. But we're going to move on. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make some words with A, Mr. A saying his name as Mr. I is looking for robots inside the word where he doesn't get dizzy. And we're also going to be seeing Mr. A walking beside of Yellow Yo-Yo Man at the end of the words because Mr. I has gotten dizzy. So Mr. Y, Yellow Yo-Yo Man, is going to have to be at the end of the words. All right, so when we make our words this week, take these down. Start with our words. Our first word we're going to have is going to have Watrawaris, Mr. A saying his name while Mr. I's looking for robots. And then we're going to end it with talking test. So when we sound this out, do it with me. 8. What's this word? Wait. You're exactly right. But what if we take talking test down? I'm videoing, and we put up this right here. And here we go. We're going to go A. What's this word? Way. Excellent job. Now, I'm going to take that away, and I'm going to put up the M, and I'm going to put the 2 vowel names going walking together, and I'm going to put the noisy neck. And so as I sound it out, you ready to go with me? No. Sound out yourself. What's that word? You're right. Main. This is the main way to go. But what if we change it and we have this? Sound out with me? A. You sound it out? What's this word? You're right. May. May's the word. All right? I'm going to take this down. I want to get you with this one. I'm going to have, let's do it like this. Let's look at this word. All right, let's sound it out. You ready? You sound it out. Sorry about that. What's that word? Train. Let's sound out one more time. Train. You're exactly right. Now I'm going to take that down. Mr. I got dizzy at the end. And because Mr. I got dizzy at the end, yellow yo-yo means taking his place. So now let's see what it is if it's spelled this way. A. You sound it out? Now put it together and what's the word? Let's do it together. A. Tray. I put my food on the tray. All right, you've done excellent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the chart with the new words using the new rule. We're going to go over the sentences, and we're going to go over the tricky words. All right. As you can tell, they did a lot of words right here for us. But it's going to be easier than last week, because last week when we're doing EE and EA, you just kind of had to memorize. You kind of had to know when it was saying that rule. This week, we're going to know with AI, it's going to be inside. That vowel tune is going to be inside a word. And you ask, what do you mean by that? You're going to have a beginning and an ending sound with the inside. So let's go through and use that rule as we sound these out. You ready? Wait. What's that word? You're right. Wait. Let's do the next one. What's that word? Train. Let's sound out the next one. Tell. You're right. And it's not like you're telling somebody something. It's like Bean's dog tail. And Dick's wagging his right now. Let's sound the next one. Paint. Now be careful that you don't go back to the old-fashioned Remember, these are the vowel men going out walking. Mr. A is saying his name while Mr. I walks beside him looking for what? Robots. Excellent job. All right, let's do this one. Aid. What's this word? You're right. Afraid. Excellent job. Ooh, this was doing a review of the ing sound. So we're going to sound out this part first and then add the ing. Remember our vowel rule. Ing. What's the rule? A saying its name. Mr. I's walking beside. What? Waiting. Now we're going to go up here. because we're going to have the vowel team at the end of the word. And because they're at the end of the word, Mr. I's gotten dizzy. He can't look for those robots. He's so busy. And because of that, he's going to tell Yellow Yo-Yo Man to take his place, to stand beside of Mr. A so he can say his name and look for those robots. So if we sound this out, we've got D, and this is A. What's the word? You're right, day. Let's sound it out. A. What's this word? Play. You're right. A. What's this word? Say. Let's sound out the next one. A-ing. Staying. This is the one time that you're going to have to realize that this is the root word, because stay is the root word, and normally that Y would need to be at the end because Mr. I gets dizzy, it still stays there with you adding that ing sound. Now we're going to look at our tricky words. We have 2 tricky words this time. This first word is saw. If I sound it out regular, it would be s-a-w. That doesn't make sense. Sa-aw? This is saw. That A-W's got that all sound. So that's why it's tricky. And then we look at this one, give. Well, if you think about it, it's going to go-I. It's not going to go-I've. It's going to go-I. That magic doesn't make that I turn into Mr. I, does it? It still keeps that short sound. So that's the reason why it's tricky with give. We do have 2 new sentences. With our sentences this week, we've got one that ends in a question mark. What does it mean when it ends in a question mark? It's going to ask us something. So let's find out what this sentence is going to ask us. We're going to have to use our old sound out rules, our old tricky words, our new tricky words, and our new vowel rules to do this. So here we go. D, id, did, tricky word of you, new tricky word, give, old tricky word of her, old tricky word of thee, and then here's the new rule, male. Now let's read it all together since we sounded out all the words. Did you give her the mail? What's the question? Did you give her the mail? That was the thing that Mr. Halton was asking when he walked in the door, not realizing that I was videotaping. And no, I hadn't gotten the mail. All right, so now we're looking at this sentence. If we look at it, it ends in a period. When a sentence ends in a period, it's going to tell us something. Let's see what's going to tell us. What E? Because remember that E can shout out its name. We, new tricky word of saw. A, old tricky word of very. This is using some old sound out. Fast. And our new rule of the AI, train. Let's read the whole thing now that we sounded it out. We saw a very fast train. What did it tell us? We saw a fast train. You might have seen it with you and your mom or some other people, but it wasn't just you by yourself. All right, we've gone over Unit 21, Day 1. I've introduced you to the new rule of Mr. I waving and saying his name as his vowel team, Mr. A waving and saying his name as Mr. I's I team is out looking for robots. But always remember that when you see this, it's inside the word. But we've got a situation. Mr. I gets dizzy at the end of the word. And because he gets dizzy, he's going to still ask for his Yellow Yo-Yo Man to take his place. So you're going to see Mr. A waving and saying his name, but Mr. Y is going to be at the end taking Mr. I's place to look for robots. We did a great job with this. Tomorrow we're going to be working on Day 2 with Unit 21. You did great. We're glad to have you back from Easter break. We missed you, and we hope you were okay with all the additional bloopers that happened today. Bye.